Hello everyone, Ted Deal, Star Wars Nerd here. I hope you're doing well, and I want to thank you for joining me as we keep these old Star Wars memories alive. So today I wanted to go over an article I saw that's going over this new comics event about the War of the Bounty Hunters. Now I think the first issue has just been released, but then I saw this article, and I've seen people talking about it, and I haven't really paid any attention to it. But I saw this article on Screenrant of all places, and it goes over some of the things about the Bounty Hunters comic event that I thought was kind of interesting, and I wanted to read. And maybe if it's interesting enough, I'll start covering it for the next year or so that it goes over. So it looks like it's going to be a very wide arc. So anyway, let's just look at the article real quick. So everything we know about Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters comic event. I'll go through this real quickly. So I gotta stop saying "so" all the time. It's an exciting era for any fan of the expanded universe, and these canon comics are only continuing to add some impressive depth to this fictional galaxy. Yeah, and I usually not paying that close of attention to the Disney canon, but these look very interesting lately. I've been hearing some good things come out about the latest comics, so thought I'd check it out just to see. There's a lot audience need to know about this event, from its premise to how you can read it all and some of the incredible people behind the stories. And it's an exciting time to be a fan, blah, 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 as they always say. Okay, the premise of the War of the Bounty Hunters. The whole reason and the story it's trying to tell. Basic background of this new story involves the events of The Empire Strikes Back. After Han Solo is frozen in carbonite, bounty hunter Boba Fett has to transport him across the galaxy to Jabba's palace. The trouble is that Solo has made many enemies, and there's a price on his head. The story therefore ties in between the events of Episode 4 and Episode 5 and Episode 6, with Boba Fett squaring off with a number of bounty hunters, all of which are trying to claim Solo for themselves after Fett has actually lost the carbonite, in case smuggler, that is. So this all takes place in the year or two in between 5 and 6. The publisher, as we know, it's Lucasfilm and Disney. They're publishing comics with Marvel, so Marvel's the one doing it all. And this is a crossover event. This is supposed to be a huge crossover event rivaling the High Republic. And it says here, the narrative is far more complex. It isn't simply about bounty hunters. It's far more complex, and this is the first crossover event of this scale that Marvel and Lucasfilm have ever tried to achieve within their comics. And while there's a shared canon amongst all Star Wars, and Marvel is known for their events in the comic book titles, something like this has never been attempted through Marvel Star Wars comics, therefore makes it an exciting time for fans. It's always an exciting time for fans. The titles involved. Of course, it's going to be the Bounty Hunters series of comics. The miniseries War of the Bounty Hunters is being published. Okay, and the other ongoing was, like I say, the Bounty Hunters. You also got the Darth Vader comic, the Dr. Aphra comic, and the main Star Wars title. So it's taking the elements from all these and tying them together so that it's all going to be part of this War of the Bounty Hunters. So we're going to see all sorts of different characters involved. A new era of publishing. Yeah, that's what they said with the High Republic initiative that was being outsold by older books. So anyway, yeah, the War of the Bounty Hunters is the next stage in the plan, and it tests to see how effective a crossover narrative like this can be. And I've got far more faith in this than I did in the High Republic, because the High Republic just seemed like a cash grab. They're just trying way too hard, whereas this has the actual Star Wars characters in it. Talent involved. Oh, so many different people working on it. Writers working within the event included Charles Soule, Greg Pak, Alyssa Wong, and many others. I'm not going to try to mess up their names. I don't know these people, but I'm sure they're top-notch in their field. Characters. Due to the nature of the story, a whole range of characters will be involved in the ongoing narrative. It's based around the bounty hunter Boba Fett, one of the most formidable and professional in the whole galaxy. Okay. Han Solo is naturally involved, and then you've got Darth Vader, Dr. Aphra, a range of other bounty hunters, and however, IG-88 is one such contract handler who will be immersed in the story. Han's friends Luke, Chewie, R2-D2, and the gang are also on the hunt for the smuggler, so I'm sure they'll be involved in all this too. And then there's going to be a bunch of one-shots, these one-off comics that are just one comic that tells a short little story, and they will later be collected in a companion book. The one-shots are War of the Bounty Hunters, Jabba the Hutt, Forlom and Zuckuss, Bosch, and IG-88. Those would be pretty cool. The timeline, like I said before, it takes place between 3 and 4 ABY, after the Battle of Yavin, which, as Star Wars fans will know, is a very significant time period in the franchise canon. Clearly, a lot happened between Solo's freezing and the start of the next encounter. Yeah. So here we go. And then the release dates. The event began on May 12th, so I was right. The first one is out. I thought so. It will continue to run across the year through the various comics and will therefore dominate many of the storylines that Marvel is publishing. This event comes to a conclusion in October of 2021. That's not far from now. This is May, so you got May, June, July, August, October. So you got 4 or 5 months. Woo, that's not going to be long. The main title, lead to the final installments of comics, which will be collected as part of the larger collections. All right, well, cool. That sounds neat. That sounds really neat. I think I'm on board. I think I'm gonna cover it. I think I'm gonna go find these comics and maybe start reading them online until they stop me. Because this looks really cool, and I want to draw some attention to the comics. Not many people follow the comic series or even the storyline. So, yeah, that looks really cool. I think I'm gonna do it. If you want to watch, that'd be great. Follow along. I think I'll start reading some War of the Bounty Hunters comics and may even read some of the ones that tie into it. So, we'll see. How about that one? How about that? If you like that idea, let me know. If you don't like the idea, let me know. Don't want to waste my time on it if nobody wants to see it, Although I would like to see it. So, I don't know. Maybe do it for myself. Anyway, thank you for joining me and listening to me ramble for this long. I am Ted, the old Star Wars nerd. Please leave a comment below. Click the like button. Click the subscribe button. Click that bell for notifications if you would, please. I would really appreciate it. Keeping the channel growing and going and giving me incentive to keep going. And please leave me some comments. Give me more ideas what you think you might like to see. Anyways, thanks again for joining me. Talk to you later. Take care.